Hi, I'm Ed Snidecki, and welcome to the Heritage Report. Today, we'll be reading Heritage Brief 25, The Ultimate Battle. For most of our history, America was considered the most positive, visionary nation on earth. A study released in 2019 declared America to be the most negative nation on earth. What has happened to us? Where did this plague of cynicism come from? What does this mean for our future? Virtually every philosophical study concludes that the most creative and productive people are those with a positive outlook on life. They also tend to be the happiest. Those with a negative outlook are rarely found among the high impact, creative, and most productive people. That Americans have become such a negative, cynical people is a heart problem. Jesus said that our words reveal what is in our hearts. See Matthew 12:34 and Luke 6:45. If we look at the three main sources of information in America today, the media, education, and entertainment, there is overwhelming and extreme cynicism expressed about America, and we have an emerging generation indoctrinated by it. How did this happen? It was accomplished with intent, from a patient and unrelenting strategy by one of the most unrelenting enemies of freedom and democratic government, Marxism. From its inception, Marxism resolved that its number one goal was the destruction of the American Republic, declaring that when America fell, every other democratic government would soon follow. As the Jewish people learned from many centuries of experience, when someone says that they want to destroy you, you had better take them seriously. Marxists have been open about their goal to destroy America, which they consider their primary obstacle to world domination. This was to be accomplished by a two-pronged strategy. 1. Constant pressure from without by continuous wars and police actions. 2. By destroying from within the religious and moral fabric that held us together and made us strong. Marxists have been brazenly open about their strategy for taking over America by implementing 45 goals. These were to be accomplished by infiltrating the media, public education, and the entertainment industry. Through these, they would erode the pillars of our freedoms and morality until they crumbled, after which they believe the government will easily fall into their hands. It is now considered that 44 of these 45 goals have been accomplished or soon will be. I challenge you to go and look up the 45 goals of Marxism. With the fall of the Soviet Union, it was almost universally believed that Marxism was dead. For this reason, we dropped our guard to its continued threat. The capital city of Marxism moved from Russia to China, where its strategy and tactics were adjusted to reflect the traditional patience and ancient wisdom of the Chinese. The main goal of world Marxism remained the downfall of America, but they adjusted the strategy to being more long-term. Instead of a constant direct confrontation, the Chinese chose to use surrogates such as terrorists and rogue states to draw America into endless and costly wars, all designed to wear us down. At the same time, their propaganda through media, education, and entertainment would wear us down from within. Marxists have proven brilliant in implementing strategies to overthrow governments, even if they have proven to be appallingly incompetent at running them. It is basic military doctrine that you cannot defeat an enemy you do not see. After the fall of the Soviet Union and the assumption by American leaders that Marxism was no longer a threat, the Marxists have grown into an even more deadly enemy. This new strategy has been so subtle and effective that many of the new generation Marxist operatives do not even know they are Marxists, promoting a Marxist agenda. Those who do know tend to be very shallow at best in their understanding of what Marxism actually is. Most Marxist operatives are what Lenin described as useful idiots. The true Marxist leaders have stated that they do not want their people to understand what they are doing. They just want them to be obedient. Because recent events have made understanding Marxism and its strategy against America so critical, we will take the next few briefs to examine the basics of Marxism and why they are in conflict with the foundation of the freedoms of the American public and what it was built on. Principle number 1. The American Republic was built on individual liberty. Marxism is built on totalitarian control. The American Republic was established by a Judeo-Christian view that every individual was personally and ultimately responsible in their relationships to God and with one another. They also believed that true religion, true morality, and true integrity could not be imposed but had to come from the heart. You can put people in jail so they don't sin, but sin would still be in their hearts. Therefore, true religion, morality, and integrity require liberty. The American Republic was the first nation in history that was built on the belief that the government existed for the people and not the other way around. Therefore, the primary devotion of the government was to do the people's will, being controlled by the people rather than the other way around. Therefore, every position in government required an oath to defend this liberty of the people by defending the Constitution established to protect it. Because of this, individual creativity and expression was so honored and esteemed in America that it sparked unprecedented diversity and creativity. This released major achievements in virtually every field of knowledge, as well as almost every aspect of life and culture. In contrast to this, Marx and all of his formative leaders of Marxism were atheists who advocated replacing the belief in God with belief in and dependence on the state. A basic tenet of Marxism is that the people exist for the state, and total and unquestioning obedience to the state alone is required. Therefore, any form of individualistic expression was seen by Marxists as a threat to their need for ultimate and total control of all behavior and thought. This is why Marxist governments condemn any form of personal expression or creativity as evidence of Western corruption. For this reason, a primary purpose of a Marxist government's internal propaganda was to create either a disgust for or a fear of any form of individualistic thinking. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. See 2 Corinthians 3:17. It was for freedom that Christ set us free. Therefore, keep standing firm and do not be subject again to the yoke of slavery. Galatians 5:1. For avoiding the extremes of despotism or anarchy, the only ground of hope must be on the morals of the people. Religion is the only solid base of morals, and that morals are the only possible support of free governments. Thomas Jefferson. America is like a healthy body, and its resistance is threefold: its patriotism, its morality, and its spiritual life. If we can undermine these three areas, America will collapse from within. attributed to Joseph Stalin. Thanks for listening today to Heritage Brief 25, The Ultimate Battle. To order copies of this and other Heritage Briefs, visit Morningstar Books and Resources online at store.morningstarministries.org.